Did you miss me? I hope you did. What's the fucking point in coming back? So to those who are wondering where I've been for a while, which is nobody, I've basically been selling my soul on the Tickest of Talks. It's a wonderful site. You may scroll through some things that you like and then come across someone dancing to WAP in 2022. I feel like that does happen. But you know what hasn't got a wet ass put unless Blaze does the Ice Bucket Challenge? That is Sonic the Hedgehog, the franchise. Normally I do this in the form of top 10s, but I think it's time to be creative in different ways and keep the spirit strong. And this is something I've wondered for ages. If Sonic Generations had different levels, how about we take stages that were in the game plus the 3DS version and see what we would put in there if those weren't available. Also, we would be making an added note to see whether we'd keep the stages that are in there or not, because we as fans know better than the developers. Our pitchforks also have cyanide on them when we protest. I'm going to do this in chronological order. As you know, the games that were featured were Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Adventure, Adventure 2, Heroes, Rush, 06, Unleashed, and Colors, and that's in both versions, because Rush and Knuckles were in the 3DS versions. So in Sonic 1 we have Green Hill. Personally, I think it is almost like the staple of the Sonic franchise, so I don't think it makes sense to take it out. But if we had the choice to take it out, and Green Hill never existed, I think the next best thing from Sonic 1 would be Starlight. I think this is the only one that shows some momentum going with a Sonic stage in Sonic 1. I feel like there is a lot of halting in that game, which is what was improved upon in the sequels. And I definitely think while the level itself is quite bare bones, it's often remembered as one of the more revitalizing stages, especially when you make your way out of Labyrinth somehow. Could they make a good version of Labyrinth? Maybe. I don't see why not. Okay, I do see why not, because it's shit. But I'm sticking with Starlight for this one. And Starlight gives off that futuristic vibe. I would certainly bring something technological to the stage as well. The silhouettes of the buildings in the background would be a nice touch. And then fans making you go faster. And what strikes me best is the shape of the loops. They're very narrow in comparison to the standard loops you see in other stages. It would be similar to like Pyramid Cave with the variation in loops that that stage provided. For Sonic 2, we have Chemical Plant. I personally keep Chemical Plant because it's one of the most fun and creative stages in that game. But say it was taken out by some disgruntled game designer whose wife said that it's either her or the job. It's a real tough one because there's so many candidates for Sonic 2. Aquatic Ruin is one of them, Mystic Cave. So I narrowed it down to Oil Ocean. And what would make it sweeter is if there was a few notes in the Oil Ocean saying thanks Obama. As for the track itself, I feel like there could be a higher tempo version for the 3D stage and just some sort of remix for the 2D. But it would definitely showcase different variety for Sonic Generations. I hope in Oil Ocean they can retain the color of the sky. I think it would make for some beautiful backdrop. And just sliding down a bunch of oil slides. Time to oil up, baby. Man, I'm slick. For Sonic 3, we've got Sky Sanctuary. I think there's so many cool gimmicks in this level already that makes it a great fit for Sonic Generations, but I feel like you can shift it a little bit to make room for something else. So I could take it or leave it for being in this game because Sonic 3 is probably my favorite 2D Sonic game. If you want a water level in it, something like Hydro City would be a great fit for it because it's both a mix between being in the water and out the water. Or because I haven't got many snow-based levels for this, Ice Cap, I think, would be another good shout. And because I haven't got any other ice levels, I feel like that would be the one to go for. Especially if we're going to keep Chemical Plant, because it's got some water in that. And Ice Cap is even filled with its own variation of snowboarding, and very briefly, so it all mixes in together, unlike the Ice Cap from Sonic Adventure. You'd also be going like underneath the ice into caves to make for a change in scenery. There'd be certain mechanics to be able to break the ice blocks. I don't think you can go wrong. It's cool. Get it? Sonic Adventure, we have Speed Highway. Cool. If we were going to go for something different though, I think Lost World would be my pick. This was probably the hardest one to choose because in terms of Sonic Adventure, I do feel like the level design for Adventure 2 caters to me more than Sonic Adventure does. Sonic Adventure goes for a bit of a change of pace with each level, and Lost World has plenty of speed sections to be able to make up for that. And you could have different cool mechanics, including the giant snake that travels around and having to shine mirrors on platforms to create lights and running on walls, gravity-wise. And essentially it's at the heart of Sonic Adventure's story. Sonic Adventure 2, we have City Escape. I would personally keep this. I mean, when you think of Sonic Adventure 2, you think of City Escape, right? And in terms of promoting the game, I think that makes sense. But say the helicopters were chasing Sonic in Egypt or California or wherever the bloody hell the pyramids are in this game. Then Pyramid Cave would be my next option. I mentioned previously about the unique design of the loops, the sections where you've just got to keep running through in a race against time, including doors as well. It feels like there's so much you can do with this stage to bring it to life in a modern era, and it's something I would not say no to. Sonic Heroes, Seaside Hill. I feel like Seaside Hill gets overshared a bit too much when bringing up Sonic Heroes, so I would personally get rid, and I think there is only one answer to bring to the forefront of Sonic Generations, and it's Hang Castle. You want something spooky, you want something unique, Hang Castle is the way to go. Mystic Mansion could be a good shout, but I think Hang Castle's the one with a bit more in relation to speed and showing off different scenery. Although going through the different dimensions in Mystic Mansion would also be a cool concept. And to be honest, Seaside Hill mixed in Ocean Palace, so you could easily mix the two together. So you could even bring in that part of it. Sonic 06, Crisis City. This is what I mean by city-based levels in Sonic Generations. There's the different ways of going through them for sure, so they're all unique in their own way. And for that reason, I would keep Crisis City because I feel like it is the standout from Sonic 06, if there ever was a standout. But if I had to get rid of it, then Kingdom Valley would be the next bet. Now to note, there have been people who have already made mods of Kingdom Valley and show how well it can work as a Sonic Generations stage. For obviously, when you can build Kingdom Valley from the ground up, you can make something totally brand new and incorporate that mysticism you get from a stage like this. Sonic Unleashed, we have Rooftop Run, and I would personally say get rid. While I think Rooftop Run is such a fun level, we gotta have some variety, and I personally think, for me, the best stage in Sonic Unleashed is Dragon Road. For me, it's just the pinnacle of speed. It's everything you get to do in the stage, the odd placement of sombreros, and being able to run up makeshift dragons. I feel like they can expand upon this in so many glorious ways. And in Sonic Colors, we have Planet Wisp. My problem with Planet Wisp is that the pace of the stage in both versions slows down when you get to the part where you have to climb. We do already have a space level, but we don't have a space level where you get to land on Saturn. So that's why I'm putting an asteroid coaster. You get to ride a roller coaster, you get to have a mini game where you ride a roller coaster, you get to do Sonic version of Roller Coaster Tycoon. It is a win-win, and that is why I think 10 out of 10 put Asteroid Coaster in there. I think I have made my case, Your Honor. So that is my list. It's fun to make these videos again, I will be honest. And I will be publishing it. It won't just be in the comfort of my own phone. Happy Sonic month with one video of it. Sonic is also not drowning in that tumble dryer, because it's a tumble dryer. You can also find me on social media, including TikTok, where I've been for most of my hibernation. Phone keeps running out of storage. Thank you for watching. Lights out.